Hey everybody. So I just watched the TED Talk and I thought it was kind of funny that this was the topic that we had this week, especially because I'm in nursing classes right now and our teacher, or she's a RN, but like the girl running our classes, she is a vegan. She's always talking about the crazy things that the government does and how they're trying to kill us with flu shots and they're poisoning everything and all this stuff. But it was actually surprising because a lot of things that this guy brought up in our TED Talk um, are things that she talks about all the time. And I'm not saying anything bad about what she thinks because obviously there's some sense to it and she's right on a lot of it. Um, but I just thought it was surprising. One thing we do talk about in my classes a lot is that all the antibiotics in meat because like they're in such bad living conditions that they need medicine to make them healthy, and that actually transfers to us, and then we have this immunity from what we've eaten which had antibiotics in it. We have this immunity against our own antibiotics that are trying to help us. So we talk about that a lot and how that's why medicines don't work and why we have to take higher doses and stronger medicine, etc. So I thought that was really surprising to hear about, something really interesting and definitely how it's affecting everybody. Another thing I thought that was surprising was that we don't even need meat. This is another thing she talks about is how like the agriculture business uh, buys out all these like known truths, and that's why you don't ever hear about them, but they're true and they're happening, and like how these animals are treated, not good, all of that. But anyway, so the agriculture business is kind of like keeping everything under wraps, has ties, etc. And so we're always, you need protein, you need meat, and that even leads to more things like protein shakes because we are under this belief that we need all this protein to grow muscle. So something really surprising is that we don't even need meat in our diet. Another thing I liked kind of hearing about in this TED Talk was the older facts when he started in like the 1900s and kept moving forward. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to hear about like when vitamins didn't even exist and the first frozen food, because now we're kind of like, how the heck could they live without chicken nuggets in the freezer? And we don't even know what that life would be like. And so it's kind of interesting to hear about that and how it all started and the industry and all that. Another thing that really surprised me that was kind of like, whoa, it kind of reminded me of when Zach talked about comparing the Gatorade and the Mountain Dew, because we think of Gatorade as being this good thing for us, and they aren't that different. That was in one of those slides that he had. But when they compared the yogurt with the ice cream and then the granola bar with the candy bar, like I love granola bars and I thought they were a healthy choice, and obviously not. And I need to be looking at those labels. That's something that definitely surprised me, like caught my eye. I was like, those are the exact granola bars that I eat every day. So that was something that definitely surprised me, like caught my eye, and I thought was really interesting. How this video is going to impact my decisions. I don't think it'll change them a ton. Like I think I made good choices. Like I'm a sucker for chocolate, but things like I don't drink soda, I don't drink milk, I don't drink juice. I just drink water. Like that's it. I only drink water that kind of is like comes from my parents. I really don't eat a lot of meat. I'll eat chicken, I'll eat turkey, but I'm not the kind of person to be like, oh, I want a steak when I go out. So yeah, I really don't have a lot of like meat in my diet anyway, and especially when I'm at school, that like consistency of like what we have every day, like I love that. That helps my eating so much because I'll always get carrots and peas and vegetables because of our salad bar. Um, so I don't really think it'll change my decisions a lot. I definitely think that granola bar thing is going to be like, Katie, before you grab that granola bar, remember it's more like Snickers bar, not oats and good things. So that'll probably be one of the things that I think about at least, maybe change. Um, but besides that, I'm not gonna like turn into a vegan or a vegetarian or anything like that. No offense to anybody that is any of those things because your willpower, awesome. One more thing that kind of like surprised me, and it's something that I like think about a lot, is like all the people that are vegetarians. I'm like, okay, well, you're not eating meat, but how much is that actually stopping like animal cruelty and like the things they talk about? Like a lot of vegetarians, it's the cruelty part, and like the industrialized animals. How much does that actually change? Like, yeah, it changes your diet, but all those animals are still being killed, and there's no way everybody in the world is going to be vegetarian. Um, but I thought that kind of like validated some of my thoughts when he said, even if Americans cut their meat intake in half, it it wouldn't it would make a tiny tiny dent, but it would be a start. He was right, but that's really all I had to say about that. I thought it was interesting. I liked listening to him talk. Definitely wasn't boring. It was like captivating. So that's all.